Hey guys, Bruce here. Welcome to the Vintage Drum Restoration Garage, and I've got a different little project for you today. I've decided I need to repair this drum it's in my collection, and it's had some cracks for a long time. I've just been playing it the way it is, but it's a Gretsch 12-inch tom in burgundy sparkle, and I think it's time to get to that. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride and let you know how I do these things, and if it helps you guys out, I hope it does. And we'll get right to that project. Okay, this is a pretty delicate surgery, so if you're at all questioning what you're doing here, don't do it, or get a shell that you don't really care about. All right, so I'll just point out the problems here. We've got a crack here. If you push in on your shell here, you'll see it splitting. And also we've got some separations here. This drum has probably been dropped. Okay, so the first thing we want to do here is open up these cracks even more. So I'm going to get yourself like a clamp like this, and maybe with the rubber ends that would help. And what I like to do is I like to push in on the shell and find out where the pressure point is that opens up the crack the most, and it seems to be about right here. So I'll get my clamp, put it on there, and I'm just going to try to open this. Okay, that's not working there. So we just kind of keep moving it around here and find out where this thing can open up this crack the most. That's opening it up pretty good, as you can see there. Then you want to get yourself a butter knife. Don't let your wife see you're taking her butter knives. And we want to just gently put it in this crack. We want to open it up as much as we can so we can insert the glue in there. Now, if you've got like a syringe or something, that would be good. I have the luxury of having air to push it down in there. So I've got my air here, and I've got my glue. Woodworker's glue is fine. And you're going to want to have a wet rag nearby, because that will take off any of the residue on there. Very cold out here today, so this glue is not moving. We're just going to put it around here. And try to shove it in there just by going over the edge. This drum has had the bearing edges redone, and you know, they're exactly like the factory, but they were in bad shape. So redid those. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put as much as I can along the edges there and gently blow it in there. Open it up a little bit. Just open it up and try to push that in there. Try to push that glue in there as much as you can. It's kind of a good day to be doing it, because if it was really hot, this stuff would start drying on me. And so now wherever the knife was, you want to, it doesn't have to be a knife, just something that you, real flat, that you can get in there. I find a butter knife works pretty well. And I'm just trying to basically get it in there as much as I can with my finger and the air. And when you close this thing up with your clamps, it'll start smushing out. So you'll know you got some in there. Okay, let me get a wet rag and I'm going to clean this up. All right, I've got this rag here, and I'm going to try not to get any water near the crack. Oh, by the way, all these lugs are loosened up. You can take them off too. That way it gives the shell a chance to, you know, expand. You can see all the lugs are loose. And then I'll just lightly go over the top here. You can see there's quite a bit of glue in there, which is exactly what we want. So now before we go clamping all this stuff here, we got to go all the way around this whole crack, because we can see some more in this area. So once again, we got to find out what way to open this thing up the most. Look at that. And I want to move my knife over here. Be careful when you're putting that knife in there. There it is. Got to separate it. It gets worse before it gets better, as they say. Put a little glue on my finger here and try to rub around down in there. Now we'll get some air on it. Let's try to open it up a little bit. Work some of that glue in there. And we just wipe it off. Clean your Clean your knife off. And I'll just keep trying to work that glue in there. I don't want to thin the glue out. I just want to get that glue off the edge. And we're going to work our way around here. We take that clamp off. Let's see if I can open this one up here. Good idea to wet your knife to where it slips in that crack a little easier. And there it is. It slipped right in there. Working my way around here. This thing's cracked all the way up to about here, so I'm going to try and get this area here. There. Try to get some glue down in this area too. Okay. We're going to take our clamp off and clean up everything real good. Get this glue off the outside. And the inside. All the way around. We've got another problem right there. Okay. Whatever clamps you have C clamps, you have these clamps, just whatever you have, and just start applying them and wiping the glue as you go. I'm just going to go ahead and use these squeeze clamps. They'll work fine. And you can see the glue squishing out of there. Be right back. And what I do is I wrap my wet rag around my screwdriver so I can get in here and kind of clean up any glue that smushes out. And I'm ready to get back on clamping again. You can see that glue coming out of there. It means you're getting a nice strong bond. There you can see that glue coming out of there a little bit better now. Just make sure you get it off your material, all your glue off the outside. It should come off later. This glue is pretty forgiving. There you go, you can see that. And that's probably about the end of my crack there. So just clean that up real good. So now I got this crack here, and I've got one over here too going down here. So we'll get to that here in a minute. Let this stuff dry a little bit, set up real good, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do there. All right, well, here it is. You can see it's all sealed in there. This is about the end of the crack here. Sorry about that shadow. And we went all the way to about here. So that looks pretty good. Now we're going to work on this one here. This one's really bad. And there might be one over here too. But the main thing is we want to work on this one. So let's bring this back in the garage and we'll get on. All right, let's get on this this other crack that we've got here. As you can see, that's right where the end of the seam was on the when they originally put the shell together. So we're gonna have to really clamp this thing to get it to expand. I've got this thing really cranked on this clamp, as you can see, because we want to really get that glue in there. So what I'll do is I'll probably put the shell like this, and then you guys can see what is going on. Let me fix this camera here. And I'll zoom in a little bit for you. All right. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to loosen these screws down here on this lug to get this thing to spread. Oh, what I wanted to say is, you know, just because I'm doing a Gretsch shell, that doesn't mean that you can't do the same process on other shells. This is just how I'm doing this shell, but I've done this on Ludwig's, you know, Rogers, a lot of different drums, and it works the same. So this one I'm going to probably put it in like this. Just put a bead of it down here so I can you know, push it in there. I'm just going to keep pushing it in with my finger. And then I'm going to use the air again. This probably wouldn't be a great idea to do in the summertime because this glue would dry too quick, like I already said, but I like to repeat myself. I'm going to get some air on this right now. Whoops. Clean this up a little bit. I mean, ultimately you should probably take the drum all apart, but you get the idea. You can take it all apart and do it all perfecto, but I'm just doing it the way I know how. And if you've never done this, then you'd probably want to take the whole thing apart and really get into it. But I've done this so many times that I can just about do it in my sleep. And the rule of thumb is it's going to get worse before it gets better. So if you're all hesitant about it and you're freaking out, maybe this ain't the job for you, because it's down and dirty stuff, man. You just got to go for it. Either that or live with the crack. I think we got the glue in there pretty good now. I'm going to go ahead and remove my clamp. And I'm going to start clamping this thing. As you can see, see the glue's coming out of that crack. So we know we've got something going on there. This is going to be a little bit different process for clamping. Okay, there's that. What I'm going to do with this one is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these lugs, because I want to put a piece of wood going down there with clamps on it. I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Because the wood will keep it the same pressure all the way down. So I'll use 2 pieces of wood. And 2 massive clamps. Alright, where are we? We're going to use this is like a 1.5 by 1.5 block on the outside here. We're going to put a 1.5 by 1.5 block on the inside. Let me move my camera so you guys can get an idea what's going on here. Oh, let me just move it this way. This is a good way to do it. So you want to be able to see your the crack. That way you can wipe your glue out. You want to get these clamps down in there as far as you can. So let me move these things right over up against the crack. Or the seam is really what I'm saying. And I'll get one side glued or clamped. Alright, there we are. Perfect. Now we just turn her on over and just find our crack. Put another big ass clamp on there. And try to move these clamps down close to where you get the most pressure down in the middle. And as you can see, let me just get you a bird's eye view of what's going on here. I don't know if you can see here, but there's some glue coming out of the crack there. Hopefully that's focusing. Yep, there's glue coming out of the crack right here. Okay, I don't know what was recorded there, but anyway, I've got this all clamped in there. It's looking pretty good. And I'm going to take it outside and let it dry. You can see the little crack that was in the bearing edge. Looks good. Trying to get that to focus. I think that's going to be okay there. So I'll take this outside and I'll let you know how it looks when we get done here. Good morning. It's been 12 hours of drying on this. I thought I'd give it an overnight dry. And so let's check it out, see what it looks like. Of course, you're going to be able to probably always be able to see this small crack here. But it is all sealed in there, and you know, you can't move it, so that's good. So now I'm going to look at a couple other spots on here that look a little rough, but for now, this video is pretty complete. I'm getting a little long on this one, so I think I'll just call it good on this video, and we'll deal with that stuff another time. I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an idea how to repair those cracks. That's the way I do it anyway. And if you've got a better way, let me know. I'm always interested in knowing the other side of the story. So thanks for visiting Vintage Drum Restoration Garage, and hope you'll return, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.